The paycheck trick that changes everything, and why you never heard of it. If you've worked your entire life and still feel like you have nothing to show for it, I need you to stop scrolling for the next 9 minutes. Because what I'm about to tell you isn't a budgeting app. It's not a coupon trick. It's not stop buying coffee. It's something almost nobody teaches. Not in school, not at work, not even at most banks. And once you understand it, you'll realize you didn't fail at saving money. You were just never given the right system. Stick with me to the end, because I'm also going to show you exactly what happens to your money over the next 10 years if you start this today versus if you wait even one more year. The difference will shock you. Let's be honest about something first. You've probably tried to save before, maybe more than once. You told yourself, this month, I'm going to put something away. And then the month ended, and somehow there was nothing left. Not because you bought anything crazy, just life happened. Here's the truth nobody tells you. It's not your fault, and it's not because you lack discipline. It's because you were taught to save in the wrong order. Think about how most of us were raised to handle money. Paycheck comes in, pay the mortgage, pay the utilities, buy groceries, fill the car, help the grandkids if they need it. And then, whatever's left over, if anything, goes into savings. But here's the problem with that. There is never anything left over. Not because you're spending recklessly, but because expenses will always rise to meet whatever you have. It's almost a law of nature. The moment you have a little breathing room, something appears that needs that room. A repair, a gift, a treat yourself moment you've earned after a long week. And then there's something else, something psychological. For most of us, saving feels like punishment. It feels like saying no to your life today so that some future version of you, some far-off, abstract version of you, can have it better. And our brains are not wired to sacrifice for someone who feels like a stranger, even if that stranger is just you in 10 years. So you end up stuck in a cycle. Earn, spend, feel guilty, promise to do better next month. Repeat. I want you to know, this is not a character flaw. Millions of hard-working, responsible people are in this exact same boat. The system was built backward. So let's flip it. Here is the one change that fixes nearly everything. It's called paying yourself first. The idea is simple. The moment money comes into your account, your paycheck, your Social Security, your pension, before a single bill gets paid, before groceries, before anything else, a fixed amount moves straight into savings. Automatically, without you having to think about it, decide on it, or find willpower for it. You already do this without realizing it. You never decide whether to pay your electric bill. It's just something that has to happen, so it happens. This trick simply adds one more name to that list of people you owe money to: yourself. Your future self becomes a bill you pay every single month, no different than the power company. Here's why this works when willpower alone never does. When that money leaves your account before you even see it, your brain stops counting it as available money at all. Researchers call this mental accounting. We treat money differently depending on which mental bucket we've already filed it under. If it never touches your everyday spending bucket, you stop missing it. You simply adjust your life around whatever remains. It sounds almost too simple to work. But this single shift is the reason some people retire comfortable and others retire on Social Security alone, despite earning similar incomes their whole lives. It was never about how much they earned. It was about what happened to the money the moment it arrived. Now, let me walk you through exactly how to set this up. This will take you 15 minutes, and I want you to actually do it this week, not someday. Step 1. Pick your number. Financial experts often suggest 20% of your income. If that feels impossible right now, that's fine. Start with 5%. I'd rather you save 5% for the rest of your life than try 20% for 2 weeks and quit. Consistency beats ambition every single time. Step 2. Open a separate account at a different bank than the one you use every day. This matters more than people realize. If your savings sit right next to your checking account in the same app, one tap away, you will dip into it. Not because you're weak, but because it's right there. Put a little distance between you and that money. Distance creates discipline you don't have to manufacture yourself. Step 3. Set up an automatic transfer. Log into your bank, find the transfer section, and schedule it for the same day your income lands, whether that's a paycheck or a Social Security deposit. Set it one time, never think about it again. Step 4. Leave it alone. This account is not a backup spending account for when checking gets low. It does not exist for emergencies. That's a separate fund entirely, which I'll get to in a moment. This account exists for one purpose: to grow untouched. Step 5. Whenever your income goes up, even a little, raise that transfer amount before you raise your spending. This is the step almost everyone skips, and it's the one that separates people who build wealth from people who simply earn more and feel exactly as broke as before. Now, a few warnings, because I've seen this trick fail people, and it's always for the same reasons. Mistake 1. Going too aggressive too fast. If you try to save half your paycheck and suddenly can't cover rent, you will panic, pull the money back out, and abandon the whole system. Start with an amount that feels slightly uncomfortable, not impossible. Mistake 2. Keeping it too accessible. If your savings account shows up on the same screen as your checking, on the same banking app, with the same debit card, you will use it. Not someday, eventually. Make it a little harder to reach. That friction is protecting you from yourself. Mistake 3. Confusing your emergency fund with your savings. These are two different things with two different jobs. Your emergency fund, ideally 3 to 6 months of expenses, exists purely to absorb life's surprises without putting you into debt. Your savings exist to build your future. Mixing the two means you never really know what either one is for, and that confusion is exactly when people start rating their future to patch their present. Mistake 4. Quitting when things get tight. Some months will be harder than others. That's life, not failure. The goal was never perfection. The goal was a habit so automatic it survives your bad months too. Now here's the part that should genuinely excite you. Saving this way doesn't just sit there, it grows. Even a modest interest rate, even a basic high-yield savings account, means your money is quietly working while you sleep, while you're with your grandkids, while you're living your life. Let's say you start putting away just $200 a month. That's $2,400 a year. On its own, that might not sound life-changing, but stretch that across 10 years with even modest growth, and you're looking at tens of thousands of dollars that simply did not exist before. Money you never would have found any other way. Now imagine you raise that amount every time your income allows it. That's not a savings account anymore. That's a financial cushion. That's the difference between worrying every single month and finally being able to breathe. Here's something worth remembering. The wealthiest people you know were rarely the highest earners. They were the ones who decided early that they would keep a piece of everything that came in and let time do the rest. This isn't a get-rich-quick idea, it's a get-rich-eventually system, and eventually always arrives faster than people expect. If this helped you see your money differently, do me one favor, hit that like button and subscribe, because I share content like this every single week. No fluff, nothing complicated, just real things that actually work. And I want to hear from you. Down in the comments, tell me, what percentage are you going to start with from your very next paycheck? I read every single comment, and I'll be right there responding. See you in the next one.